Welcome back to my channel. Today we are with the questions of jurisprudence. Today's first question is, what is nuisance? Nuisance means interference with another's enjoyment of property. Which countries in Asia adopted the common law system due to British influence? Malaysia, Brunei, Singapore, and Hong Kong adopted the common law system. What is false imprisonment? False imprisonment means unlawful restrictions of someone's movement. What is the primary characteristics of the legal system in the People's Republic of China? The People's Republic of China's legal system is heavily influenced by Soviet socialist law, which prioritizes administrative law over private law rights. What is malicious prosecution? Malicious prosecution means filing baseless legal proceedings against someone. Which Asian country first modernized its legal system based on Western laws? Japan modernized its legal system based on French and German civil codes in the late 19th century. What is assault in tort law? Threat of immediate harm. How did China's legal system evolve in the late Qing dynasty? China adopted 6 private law courts based on the Japanese model of German law. Which Roman legal work emerged from the Eastern Roman Empire? Corpus Juris Civilis, compiled. What major legal reform did China undertake in 1999? China introduced a new contract code in 1999, shifting away from administrative control. When did a modern jurisprudence begin? In the 18th century. When did China join the World Trade Organization (WTO) and how long did negotiations last? China joined the World Trade Organization in 2001 after 15 years of negotiations. What is natural law based on? Rational objectives, limits to power, accessible through reason. According to natural law theory, what happens to immoral laws? They are legally invalid. Who is a key medieval thinker associated with a natural law? Thomas Aquinas. Which modern scholar revived interest in natural law theory? Already. What are the 2 primary types of legal systems? Civil law and a common law. What is the 3rd type of legal system apart from civil and a common law? Religious law. What are legal transplants in modern law? The adoption of legal concepts from one system into another, leading to shared features between civil and a common law systems. What determines the legal system a country follows? A country's history, connections with the other nations, or adherence to international standards. What are the primary sources of law in civil law systems? Legislation, that is codifications in constitutions or statutes, and a custom. What is the famous Latin maxim associated with natural law? Lex injusta non est lex. That means an unjust law is no law at all. How is natural law different from positive law? Natural law is inherent in nature, whereas positive law is created by human authority. Who is often considered the father of natural law? Aristotle. What is family law? Family law means laws related to marriage, divorce, and family relations. What is Aristotle's term for natural justice? Dikaion physikon. Which philosopher's interpretation linked Aristotle to natural law? Thomas Aquinas. Which ancient legal code is considered one of the earliest examples of codification? The Babylonian Codex Hammurabi. Who was responsible for codifying and consolidating Roman law in the 6th century? Byzantine Emperor Justinian I. What is intellectual property law? Intellectual property law means legal protection of creations like patents and copyrights. What was the name of the legal compilation created by Emperor Justinian I? Corpus Juris Civilis. Why was Roman law in the Republic and Empire considered procedural? It lacked a professional legal class, and lay magistrates or iudex adjudicated cases. Why were judicial decisions in Roman law not systematically published? Case law was not recognized formally, and each case was decided afresh from the state's laws. What is international law? International law means laws governing relations between nations. What is ADR, or Alternative Dispute Resolution? ADR, or Alternative Dispute Resolution, means methods like arbitration and mediation to resolve disputes outside the courts. What legal code did Western Europe rely on before rediscovering Justinian's code? The Theodosian Code and a German customary law. Which university played a significant role in rediscovering and interpreting the Justinian Code? The University of Bologna. What is environmental law? Laws protecting the environment and regulating pollution. Which two European countries modernized their legal codes in the 19th century? France, that is Code Civil, and German, that is Bürgerliches Gesetz. Which legal traditions outside Europe were influenced by French and German legal codes? The Japanese and Korean legal traditions. What is cyber law? Cyber law means laws governing the internet and digital crimes. Which Aristotle work discusses justice in depth? Nicomachean Ethics. What is the concept of Rechtsstaat in German jurisprudence? The principle justice means that everyone, including the government, is subject to the law. What are the two types of justice according to Aristotle? General justice and a particular justice. What is the doctrine of precedent in common law? The doctrine of precedent in common law means that it is the principle that the decisions by higher courts bind the lower courts to ensure similar cases reach similar results. Which region of the world primarily follow civil law systems today? Russia, Turkey, and most of Central and Latin America. What is administrative law? Administrative law means laws regulating government actions and policies. How does Aristotle describe political justice? Aristotle describes political justice as partly derived from nature and partly from convention. What is corporate law? Corporate law means laws regulating businesses and companies. Where does Aristotle mention a common law according to nature? In his book Rhetoric. What is Aristotle's role in a natural law theory debated? Why is it debated? Aristotle questioned the existence of a universally valid natural law. Where did a common law originate? Common law originated in England. What is labor law? Labor laws means laws concerning employment and workers' rights. What is the Latin term for the doctrine of precedent? The Latin term for the doctrine of precedent is stare decisis, means to stand by decisions. How do judicial decisions in civil law systems differ from those in common law systems? Judicial decisions in civil law systems are shorter and less detailed because they decide only the specific case without setting precedents. Which region or countries inherited the common law system from England? Almost every country once tied to the British Empire, except Malta, Scotland, Louisiana, that is US, and Quebec, that is in Canada. Except these countries, almost all the other countries tied to British Empire inherited the common law system from England. What is considered one of the earliest non-legal codes? The Code of Ur-Nammu, that is 2100 BCE. What is evidence law? Evidence law means rules governing the admissibility of evidence in courts. How was law applied in England before the development of common law? It varied shire to shire based on different tribal customs. What principle did the Code of Hammurabi emphasize? It emphasizes retribution. That means an eye for an eye.